Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm Dave, and today we're talking about updating state with the previous state in React. And something to address right away that you probably saw on the thumbnail is setting the count with count plus 1, for example, when count is our state, is not wrong. Now, I've seen that opinion shared on the web more than once, and I just wanted to address that right at the top because look at the docs from reactjs.org, and the very first example under introducing hooks has a counter with set count plus 1. And if we look up the use state hook in the list, I have to scroll down here in this view, and there's using the state hook. It gives the example again with set count to count plus 1. This works. It's not wrong, and I'm running this small React app component here on the left, and you can see it's a basic counter. And as I click the plus button, it increments. And as I click the minus button, it decrements. So everything's working as expected. Now, why might this not be preferred? Now, that is something I might agree with. So let's look at using previous state in React and why it's important. Really, it's a tool, and you just need to understand when to use the right tool. So what we've got is state, and state in React is like the current situation, the current snapshot, or you could say the current status of the component. And if we update the state, which in this example is the count, when I click plus, it updates to 1. That re-renders the entire component because the state has updated. So the golden rule is anytime that the state updates, the component will re-render. And when that happens, we get the new value of count here in the component. And then I can increase or decrease that value with count plus 1 or count minus 1. But there is another way to use previous state. So let me show you that. Instead of just set count, we can give it an anonymous function essentially. And you often see it with previous, like abbreviated like that, PREV, or sometimes previous state, either way. And you can make it an arrow function. You can put previous state inside of more parentheses if you want to, not required though. And then you can just use the same variable here for previous state, and we're updating in the same way. So let me go ahead and save this, and I'll leave the minus the way it is, pull the app back up, and here I should still be able to increment the state, and that's previous state plus 1. I'm using a function with the previous state, and notice the minus is still working even though we didn't update it. So why would one be preferred over the other? Well, to do that, let's not put the set count right here in the on click, and I'll create a couple of functions above. So let's just call this first one add, and then we can call the next one subtract. And I guess we'll need to call those functions, so let's go ahead and do that inside the function. Or we could actually just not have the anonymous function here, and I think we could just say add, and we could probably say subtract right here. We're not calling them into action. Okay, so now let's define these functions really quick, and with add, we're going to go ahead and set the state, and that's not what I wanted. Let's get set state, or not set state, set count, since we named it that. There we go. Set count, and now I need count plus 1. And now I'm just going to copy this down with Shift Alt and the down arrow, and now I'll call this subtract, and here we'll have count minus 1. That's not what we wanted either. There we go. Too many typos today. Okay, count plus 1, count minus 1, add and subtract. They're being called in the on-click methods down here. And let's see if this still works like we want it to. Everything is still working in the app with our add and subtract. Once again, we're using count plus 1, count minus 1. And we don't notice anything wrong if that's all we do. But if we attempt to use these more than once in the same function, Usually, especially if you come over from vanilla JavaScript, you would be thinking, okay, I've added 1 to the count, and now I'm going to add another 1 to the count, and we expect this total for count to be the new total on the next line. That is not how React works. React updates state in batches. So the value of count comes in, let's say count is 0. So this is 0 plus 1. But then on this next line, this is also 0 plus 1. So we just end up with 1, and we can prove that here. I guess I needed to save this. All right, now let's pull the app back up, and I'll click the add button. And again, it just goes up by 1, even though our line of thinking would be that this would go up by 2. That's not how it works. Now, of course, the subtract is also working because we've only got it in here once. But what if we use the prevState, the function that we can use here, and I'll just abbreviate it with prev this time. And now we've got previous plus 1. And so once again, let's send the function in here and use it again. So we're updating state, the state of the count, twice in the add function. And we're using this anonymous function that takes in the previous state. And now we've got previous state plus 1. Let's see what happens when we click the plus button. It goes by 2 now. So this works with the line of thinking like we would kind of think from vanilla JavaScript. Okay, I've updated the state, now I want to add to that total. So this will give us a running total. Now, it's not often that you would probably update the same state variable, set count, for example, twice in the same function. But if you do, this would be the way to do it. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't work as expected. So let's go ahead and change this one as well. And so we'll say previous minus 1. No, just previous. There we go. And now we should be able to copy that down and also subtract 2 at the same time. So now we're down to 4, down to 2, and so on. So we're going by 2s, and the previous state function is working as we expect it to. And that is why just count plus 1 or count minus 1 might not be appropriate. Now, this doesn't just apply to a counter. Let's take into consideration something that would be, and I'll just create the function here. I don't really need to call anything. I'll just demonstrate. But let's call something like, let's say it's update array, and let's say we get a new value here. So we'll just say new value or new val. That'll work. And now inside the array, we usually want to create a new array. So we'll call this set, let's just call it count so we don't get an error as well. But now, or I could create some new state. Let's just do that really quick. So let's say const, and we have our values, and then we have set values, and it will start out as an empty array. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to update our values is what I should say here. So update values. And now inside this function, we can just set values, and we want to create a new array. You don't want to mutate the original state. But now we usually just spread values and pass that in and then add the new value as well. And that's what you typically see when you would update the state of that's using an array, I should say. So we're updating the array values here, or the state values, not the array directly. And we're using set values, but we need to create a new array when we do that. However, we're still using this values variable. And so really, if you think about it, it would respond the same way if we tried to call this twice in a function as well. React would still batch the updates, and you wouldn't see the new value added to the array twice. That's just not how that works. So what we would need to do is, well, let's go ahead and remove this, is we could use that same previous state again. So you would say previous, and then you would create the new array by spreading out the previous value, right? For some reason I clicked on that. There we go. And now this is what you would want using the previous state. So really that applies the same way it would in a counter. Now let's also think about an object. So let's go ahead and still just use this values here, and instead we'll use an object. And imagine this was an object where we were going to keep track of, let's say I don't think I need to put it in quotes actually here in JavaScript, but we're going to have a first and a last name, for example. Now, one mistake that can happen as we update objects in React would be to think it's going to merge the properties. Like if we updated this and we just passed in last, and I'll put my name in here, this would have worked when we were using class components and it would merge the object values. However, this won't work with useState. You actually have to pass in the previous values as well. So once again, we would have values passed in, and then let me get rid of this. We probably didn't need that to begin with. We would be passing in this value here, last equals gray. I guess I did need that. Or what am I thinking? Right here. I've got it in the wrong spot. There we go. If I get my thinking aligned, it should all work, right? So we're creating this new object here. We need to be passing in all the previous values of the object, and then we overwrite the property that we want to update. And this has the same principle as well. We're still spreading values, which is the values state right here. So really, if we wanted to use the previous value with the same concept, let's copy this down. Once again, we should be sending previous over, and then let's put parentheses around this so we don't have an error there. And once we do that, we could spread the previous as well. So this is how you click the wrong spot there. This is how you use prevState in React. And it doesn't just apply to creating a counter. You can use it with objects for state. You can use it with arrays for state, and really just about any state that you're pulling the previous value in. If you're updating the state based on the previous value, this is a way to do it. I'm not saying though that using values and spreading it out is wrong. I'm not even saying using count plus one is wrong. That works, and there's nothing wrong with it, but as long as you understand state and how it works, because if you attempt that twice within the same function, when React batches the state update, you will not get the expected results if you don't pass in the previous value through a function to set state. If you're interested in learning more about JavaScript and other web development languages, libraries, and frameworks, check out my channel where I have playlists for learning JavaScript, React, and much more. And if this video has helped you out, please like and subscribe. Doing both of those things helps my channel grow, so thank you. Let's write more code together very soon.